Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your key to the week, this week you have. All right. The Emperor. So this is you. This is you in all of your own energy this week, right? So not only do you show up strong, but you also show up as yourself. Now, one of the things that you do need to be aware of here, if you are showing up as the Emperor, it means that you are supposed to take responsibility in all of the sectors that we're about to look into at this moment in time. What this also suggests is that whatever the results you are getting this week, they really are all on you. So if you're not experiencing what you want to experience, there is something about this week about taking ownership of where you are at this moment in time. This could also see you interacting with a legal professional over some kind of, over any sort of matter actually in all of these different areas. This could be police officers, lawyers, people that are in law enforcement in some way, shape or form, or even possibly military personnel, right? So for your actions and options, you have the High Priestess. So this combination actually can represent an undercover police officer and or agent of some sort. So this week, it's possible maybe you are interacting with such a person. It's also possible that maybe you are, sorry, that's going to drive me mad. I don't know what it is, but I have to get rid of it. Oh no, please go away because you'll stress me out. Right. I know. It's just like, why would that stress you out? But it does. I like things to be clean. So yeah, this week you could literally see you interacting with somebody that is undercover. It could also see you speaking to a legal professional behind the scenes. Remember, your actions and options is about what you do, what you put out into the world, what you are enacting effectively. And the High Priestess is hidden things revealed. Things that happen behind the scenes. Your intuition could be very powerful this week. It may be that it comes to you in the form of a dream or something of that nature. Another way that this also potentially shows up, because in terms of the options that are available to you, this is a chance for you to do or acquire something, but you do it in secret. It sort of has to happen behind closed doors, so to speak. Now, that's for your actions and options. Before we get into your communications and conversations, I do want to remind you this week that this will be the last time you will have access to the weekly readings, the weekly tarot at least, because these are going into a membership. So this is the very last week that you will be able to access these without a membership. So I've given you about a month so far to give you the heads up, to say that this was coming, that this is where everything was going. So that time is upon us. There is a link in the description box below of the video where you can sign up for a membership. So if you want to become a member, you just hit that link and it will tell you what to do from there on in. They are $8.99 a month, so super affordable. You'll get all of your weeklies every week, obviously. And on top of that, you will be getting special videos that nobody else besides the members will have access to. And there's also another thing that I'm going to be bringing into the membership sphere that I think you guys are absolutely going to love. It's been a pleasure to serve you in this way, but there are new things coming, so stay tuned. And even if you don't want to be a member, there will be other things that kind of come in place that I think you will enjoy. So for your communications and conversations, you've got the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands coupled with the Emperor, you show up, right? Whether you're a man or a woman, however you identify is irrelevant. You show up in your reading in a really powerful way, because the King of Wands is basically a mini emperor. So when it comes to your work, your profession or your career, this is where you're really leaning in this week, and it's also where you have or you gain the most visibility. The thing about the King of Wands, he's the most demonstrative of all of the kings, and in your career, in your work, in your professional sphere, it looks like you've got something to prove this week. That message earlier that I gave you about interacting with or connecting with an undercover agent, an undercover, police officer. It could also be some kind of, maybe you're working with somebody behind the scenes on something of a very official or legal capacity or nature. That's very possible. Now, when it comes to your those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, the King of Wands and the Emperor, this is literally you taking charge of your studies. You're knuckling down this week. You're getting really serious about your workload. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're working towards, you're starting to get really serious about it. And that King of Wands, it's like you know the accolades that you want, but you're actually really more interested in doing the work, right? You're showing up here in a big way, Aries. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this may actually see you thrust into a leadership position this week. And the reason for this, it's very possible that your boss or your superior is either indisposed for some reason, maybe they are removed for some reason. That could be a possibility here as well, for reasons undisclosed as yet. Although, you'll probably hear the whispers in the corridors of power. Now, if that is the case, the chances are you will be the person to kind of be shoved into a leadership role. Maybe you don't feel ready for it at this time, but the chances are it probably evolves anyway. Now, when it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is really a time for you to think about launching whatever it is that you've been working on behind the scenes. Whatever you've been working on, building, getting ready, putting together, piecing together, etc. This week, it's like you're going to see that start to finally come up, start to finally come out and, put itself out there into the world. Now, when it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, it looks like a lot of you are really taking stock of your lifescape, right? Really paying attention to the work that you've done, what you've built, what that means to you. You're asking a lot of questions and maybe even sharing a lot about your story this week. And I actually think this could be very healthy and very important for you to do. Now, when it comes to your love and relations, if you are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, you've got the Devil card. It's possible that there's something that you and a partner have been doing too much of. And, at this point, maybe you have to kind of take the lead. Maybe you are invited to take the lead so that you can kind of say, okay, sorry, I just want to stop that from doing that because it's driving me bloody crazy. It could also be that you really start to figure that actually the way that we've been doing this relationship thing, it's almost too disparate. Maybe you realize very quickly that you're actually not on the same page where you need to be. All right. Now, when it comes to those of you that are single and looking to mingle, quite frankly, you could meet someone, you could connect with somebody who absolutely blows your socks off. But I gotta be honest with you. Yes, the sex will be good. Yes, the fun and the banter and all the rest of it is there. But outside of that, it is very possible this week that you might be seeing, what's the word that I'm looking for? You might see something in this person that makes you realize very quickly this person is, their demons and my demons do not play well together, right? This could lead you down a very dark or a very bad path. So I'm just going to call it as I see it. Either you have an addiction or they have an addiction, and the way that you're, as I say, like we've all got stuff at this point, right? Whatever your stuff is and their stuff is, it doesn't mesh well. So keep an eye out for that. And then when it comes to your money and materials, you have the Star card. This is actually really nice because it means not only are you starting to figure out a long-term solution for your money and your resources, it basically says that there is hope in a financial situation wherever you're at with your money. There's hope for the future and it is about to start improving. Now, this is next to the Devil card, so don't get obsessed or get too far ahead of yourself into the future. Be present, right? Make sure that you've got solid sort of feet on the ground. But I actually like this. This is you coming through a challenging or hard financial situation and seeing it on the other side. And a part of the reason for that is because you're taking responsibility. Now, in terms of making money, that Star card basically says that whatever your ideas are, especially around things like technology, the digital world, online products, etc., you got to lean into that. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your nervous system. It also, in terms of physical health and vitality, this actually often represents like your skin, it can represent your nervous system, it can also speak to your shins as well, right? So all things to consider. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, if you have a need for new tech, this is actually a very good week to think about doing that, especially because Mercury is now direct, and Mercury is now direct in the sign of Virgo, and it's past its shadow point. So this is a very strong Mercury in its sign of exaltation. This is really, to be fair, where you want to buy tech, because you buy in something good and you buy something to last. All right, don't overspend, and don't spend just for the sake of it though. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.